Matamor Patur thanks you, exile, for returning our Clarissa to us. She is the gentle heart of this place, a spirit still capable of love in this wasteland of hatred. Yet that gentle heart remains in jeopardy. Tolman isn't deserving of Clarissa, but she'll not smile until he's by her side. Dominus and his Ebony Legion arrived some time ago. Now the blackguards scour San like hungry maggots on a carcass. What are they looking for? Only that which is best left unfound. Talakura, go with courage.
A stranger walks into a town with a lost lover in tow. Sounds like the beginning of a jest, which I bloody wish it were. Problem is, we're still one doe-eyed lover short, which ain't much good to anyone. They tend to come in pairs, you see. Since you seem to be in the good deeds business, how about throwing a Tolman into the bargain?
The slums are east of here. Used to house the unwashed of the Empire a couple centuries back. Now it's home to the walking ulcers and sores of this poor city.
Don't do anything I would.
Come no closer, witch. The name's Grigor, and, as you can see, I've had my fill of your kind. So once you're finished admiring your sisterhood's handiwork, turn those icy orbs of yours eastward. Yes, you brought Clarissa home to us, and once again she pesters me with pity. There's only so much broth, so many bouquets that a man can take. For a criminal, Clarissa has a strangely soft center. Still, I'd rather not see that heart of hers hardened. Use those dubious talents of yours for something worthwhile. Find her boymate, Tolman. Prove me wrong about your kind. Death came to town. The roaring Ezomites wore red. The red of blood, the red of the fray. Death came to town. The crying Ezomites were black. The black of disease, the black of dismay. Death came to town. The silent Ezomites wore grey. The grey of twilight, the grey of decay. Only the Isles of Scoth were spared. Once a backwater of my proud civilization, now all that remains of the Ezomites. Tread carefully, exile.
The Monkey King has built his throne on your back. A throne of gold and gems, polished with blood and tear. Throw off the Monkey King and his shining privy before your back is broken.
Unravel.
When you build something like this, you make persecution. Clatter. Rot consume you.
Need something? Watch yourself.
You getting there?
Good luck to you.
There she is, my work in progress. Let's see if Rayclast has been good to you, witch. Harness your spear! Enough of this!
I can hardly cope My gems and I'll make short work of you. Think you can go shot for shot with the Kyaxen? Ha! Good luck with that. More gems for me then.
On the night of 1,000 ribbons, our finest city burned. It burned with fires lit by cruelty and neglect. It burned with shame for giving the title of emperor to a man who did not deserve it.
Entropy claims all.
Allow your wisdom to be tempered by the flames of the past.
I miss a boy. He was always up for a laugh, whether it was at his expense or not. But I wouldn't miss that Clarissa more. Argan's the name, by the way, and it's my honour to welcome you to Dirty Old Sun, the metropolis of opportunity. The opportunity to make something of yourself, or the opportunity to have a very messy death. Don't do anything I would. What's going on? Don't do anything either.
Poor Tolman. I made this bracelet for him when he first arrived here. Idiot said he'd never take it off. I called him a liar. He didn't, though. Not once. I need to give you something. I asked a lot of you out there in the slums. More than I should have. You tried. And that's all we exiles can ever hope to do. Those keys unlock the gates to the sewers. Tolman found them. Figure that in the worst of times, people will hide their wealth in the worst of places. We were never game to test his theory. Not with the Undying down there. But you're strong. Stronger than any of us here. I don't think you need to fear the dark. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Sorry, I need some more time to see you.
Listen carefully, witch. Thanks to your sister in art, Piety, I no longer dream when I sleep. I only have nightmares. The same nightmare over and over. The mirror. It's never my reflection looking back. The first time that mirror appeared to me, it was Cole I saw. The rapist from Oriath I had the displeasure of sharing a pen with in Gravisius' stockade. Piety took him for her experiments, and that night I saw her handiwork while he slept. This time it was Tolman, flesh dried to leather. I walked halfway across this forsaken continent because of an ode. Of jewels and eternity, it's called. Goodbye.
Tolman's dead then. Another victim of Piety's cruelty. Perhaps he escaped lightly. Look upon Grigor to see what life entails under Piety's influence. Let me offer you something, in recognition of all that you have done for us. We shall mourn Tolman's death, as we shall treasure Clarissa's life. General Gravisius demands absolute obedience from his blackguards, meaning he's surrounded himself with cowards and lackwits, unable to lift a finger without orders. If you are able, traverse the river and murder Gravisius in his own barracks. You'll be ripping the very mind from the skulls of our enemies. Talakora, go with courage.
Victaria was a poet what ended up leading a rebellion, right under the nose of Emperor Chittis. But here's what really interests me. Our wordsmith was quite a talented larcenist as well. Pulled off the heist of the century, in the name of the people, of course. 3 finely crafted platinum busts, commissioned by Chittis for his favourite trio of generals. Victario and his coppers hold up in the sewers. Now that you have Clarissa's keys, perhaps you'd be inclined to search out those heroic busts for me. I'm sure I can make it well worth your while. I'm no history scholar, but I know that Emperor Chittis was overthrown by Vol of Thebris in the so-called Purity Rebellion. But Vol had the shortest reign of any internal emperor. The Cataclysm sort of that. Gravesius is the mailed and bloodied right hand of Dominus, and I thought the Templar were meant to be spiritual men of deepest humanity. You notice the sarcasm in my tone, right? Had to smuggle a fellow out of Theopolis once. Got a bit too friendly with Gravesius's wife, he did. Every blackguard was out on the streets looking for him, so I had to think lateral like. We took to the drains and didn't put our heads above the pavement until we sniffed the sea. A grubby bloody job it was, but worth it for the coin he paid. You want a piece of Gravesius? Sometimes the only way up is down. I can't imagine what that poor bastard's been through. It's a miracle Gregor hasn't completely lost his mind. Granted, he's lost 1 or 2 pieces along the way, but there's still plenty that's worth listening to. She's just so ample, is our Marimore. In my mind, you'll find no saucier specimen of womanhood. It's her tattoos and that fancy talk she does. Intoxicating. She's a cool one, though. I was Clarissa's guardian angel back in Oriath. Put food on the table in return for a bit of light work. I try to keep her out of trouble as best I can here, but San's full of secrets, and Clarissa's full of curiosity. Don't do anything either.
Talamoana. Clarissa will weep for Tolman. She must. The cloud is darkest before the rain. Hagen is a man of many claims, and those claims seldom dance harmoniously together. A lie is a death sentence in Namakanui, so I was raised a daughter of truth. Hagen is a son of self-interest. He's no warrior, nor spirit singer. He's a Korani. I don't know the right word in Oriathan, but in Karui it means he who wins wars with false promises. Grigor straddles 2 worlds. 1 foot planted on this soil, 1 in the dirt of spirit and shadow. When you speak with him, be sure to know from which world his words arrive. It's an often told story among the Karui, how Vol of Thebris bent his knee to my ancestor, King Kong, and promised freedom in return for war. While Vol raised his Purity Rebellion in the heart of the Empire, Colm took Lord Lion Eye's head and the southern coast all the way to Siren's Cove. It was the greatest conquest the Karui have ever seen. If I knew how to cross the river safely, I'd be wearing Gravesia's head on my belt. Be well.
Need some help?
Yes? Maramoa's sure of herself. I tread carefully, exile.
some have dared hope for a better life beyond Prisoner's Gate. Not me. My place is here, easing the suffering of exile as best I can. While we live, we are blessed.
My help is yours. Stay true to you. That would just make life complicated.
what do we have here? Yet another of Oriath's cast-offs. With the problems we're facing here, I do wish they'd send someone with a little more utility. Alas, we have useless exiles blowing in like spores on the wind. Cassia, by the by. Pleasure. See this growth? Not on me, The fruiting body. The big mushroom? Strange, is it not? Wouldn't expect something of this scale in a place like this. Stands out like a sin during a sermon. Unfortunately, this is one of many, and they're all filled with an extremely toxic fluid. Quite dangerous to one's health, and no one is paying any attention. No one but I, of course. That's why I've attached this purification pump to the gleba, the spore mass, the big yellow round part. Toxic fluids from the mycelium, the rooty-looking parts, through the spore mass, robbing the spore of the fluids that allow it. Even if I can't find a use for it, at least it won't get into dangerous or clumsy hands. In response, the mycelium is going to react. Unravel! This is where you enter. My Mother Superior used to tell us that God helps those who help each other. And I'm dubious of the sort of help you might provide, as it has not escaped me that you are, for lack of a better term, drenched in viscera. Even so, I have some devices we can deploy to help protect my purification pump here. When you're ready, start the pump, then choose a place along the mycelium to deploy a device. Then get yourself ready. As I expect, there'll be more viscera. I'll pray for you.
The Beatles poet could hide us spoils from Chitters, but not from us, eh? I knew you was the exile for the job. I'm sure you've been more than compensated already from Victario's stockpiles, but here's a little extra. Care of something I found under a dead man's bed. Why? Just because I like you. Bring me back something nice, eh?